Hey guys, I'm going to show you some great kick serve progressions that can help you learn the kick serve. And even if you already possess a kick serve and have trouble with it, this is a great way to recalibrate it and set the right mechanics. Two fundamental technical elements need to take place in order for you to perform a kick serve. Number one, you have to toss the ball to at least 12 o'clock or even to 11 o'clock. You also have to maintain a sideways position of the torso at the moment of contact, and if you do those two things, the racket head will be slightly positioned towards the side as you make contact with the ball. So if you apply these fundamentals, naturally the racket will have a more lateral swing path and you will be able to impart spin on the ball. So the progressions that I'm about to show you are a great way to learn these fundamentals. And the first progression is called the touch the forearm with the handle drill. Basically, you're going to hold the racket above the grip in a continental grip and I'll simply touch the bottom of your forearm with the handle. You're now going to place the racket behind your head, and the racket being parallel to the baseline, the tip of the racket pointing towards the side fence, and the racket angled like this. This will simulate the proper contact on a kick serve. And now it's important that you keep your elbow in place. Do not move your elbow as you're performing this shot. Keep your arm still and simply throw the ball into the strings and then simply have the handle touch your forearm like this. So let me try a few. So basically I'm just trying to keep my elbow still and I'm making the handle touch my forearm and I'm generating topspin. This is a great way to get a feel for the kick serve. The most common mistakes when players try this drill is, number one, they don't throw the ball far enough towards the side. They throw it over here. Now the arm has to extend towards the ball and you lose topspin. You end up with an accidental slice. So it's crucial that you throw the ball behind your hand into the strings. It's also important that we make this a stationary drill. So we're not leaning forward. We're not doing any of our rhythm. We're simply in a stationary position, mimicking the proper contact point and also working on staying sideways and keeping the elbow still. Another problem that some players experience with this drill is hitting the ball too thin or hitting the frame. So the important thing that you have to remember is to actually watch the ball as you're hitting it. Do not look forward and hit the ball blindly. This will often result in a frame shot. So keep your eyes on your strings and keep an eye on the ball's flight path as you're performing this serve, and you will be able to make clean contact most of the time. The degree of difficulty is pretty high on this drill, so I recommend that you try this until you get 10 good ones inside the box, and you can then progress to the next drill. The next progression is, now we're going to take a full swing, but we're still going to be stationary, meaning we're not going to do anything with our body. I want you to be in a sideways position and not move at all and take a full swing. So this will require you to throw the ball behind you, slightly to the left, kind of mimicking the previous drill. And it looks something like this. In a completely sideways position, I just want you to swing at the ball like this, and you should be able to get some good topspin on the ball. The common mistakes with this progression is, since both arms are now involved, the toss starts to become very erratic on some players, and also some players have a tendency to start rotating into the ball. So I recommend that you do this progression until you get 20 serves into the box before you progress to the next drill. On this progression, we're not going to be stationary anymore, and we're going to utilize our whole body. So it's very important that you don't throw the ball behind the baseline anymore. You actually now will have to throw it slightly inside the court, but you're still going to maintain the 12 to 11 o'clock toss positioning for right-handers. So what that means is that now we're going to utilize a full body kick serve, and we're going to be leaning inside the court the same way we do on a flat serve. The number one kick serve mistake at the recreational level is that players will start rotating into the ball once the whole body is involved. So in this progression, I don't want you to do that. I want you to maintain the sideways position of the body through the entirety of the service motion. It looks something like this. I'm going to throw the ball at 12 o'clock and I'm going to completely stay sideways while I go forward. Now this is going to feel a little bit awkward as you land, but this is crucial, fundamental piece on the kick serve, that you learn that the body is sideways at the moment of contact. Now you can see here that I'm getting nice topspin on the ball, and without even hitting it that hard, by executing this sideways positioning throughout the entirety of the serve. You can see that nice kicking of the ball. Now let me show you how crucial this third progression is by comparing it to a real kick serve. So the only difference between the third progression, where we're staying completely sideways throughout the entirety of the service motion, versus an actual kick serve, is that on an actual kick serve, once the racket reaches at this level, the back leg does come around, and we're then ready to go into a split step and hit the next shot. So take a look at progression number 3, where I'm going to be completely sideways. You see here, and versus a real kick serve where I'm going to come around at the end and be ready for the next shot. So you can see here there's almost no difference whatsoever. So this shows you how crucial these progressions are. So these progressions are a great way to build the correct muscle memory on your kick serve. And the way I have it structured, you're going to be doing 10 on the first progression, 20 on the second progression, and 50 on the third progression. And I'm talking 80 balls actually inside the box, which means it could take you a lot more tries, and you might end up having to hit a couple of hundred serves. And this is a great way to build the correct muscle memory for the kicker.